My friends. Sorry, that went really deep. I quite like it though. We're going to keep it in. We are back. MBJ versus, I was going to say versus. I totally love Affinity. They're my family. Big fans of everybody and everything that they're doing there for the creative world. But to stop getting gushy, we're going to go on to another sketch to vector process with MBJ in Affinity. Hey, and also soon to be Cavalry. Canva just acquired Cavalry, and soon I'll be able to show you all these moving in Cavalry, which is, come on, yes, winning. So that's great. So LAEL, who were LAEL? LAEL is a cosmetic company. Do a lot of very, very cool, beautiful, organic, kind of essence-y, lovely things. Real client. Everything I show you is never a fake client. All of these exist in the real world. And we're going to go with vectoring up another wordmark today. Is wordmark stage in life that I'm in. But the beautiful thing that I noticed quite quickly with this particular name, again, like as I mentioned before many times, like when I have a short name or a cool name, I'm thinking like, oh, I've got to go for a word mark. You know, if the name's good enough and the name is short enough, then I think I've got some really good opportunities there to just focus on a word mark. Because I love word marks, they're my favourite. But the other beautiful thing about this particular, the way it was spelt, LAEL, was that I was like, oh, like I reckon I can ambigram this, and an ambigram is essentially something that looks the same this way than when it does flipped. Do you know what I mean? So you can look at it from both ways, and it still spells the same thing. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. And I thought, especially for a cosmetic company where some of their products might be lying down, some of them might be standing up, some of them might be looking like this or like this. What a wonderful win it would be to be able to create an ambigram for LAEL because of their product and, as I said, the application. Doesn't matter which way you're looking at it. It's still going to read LAEL. How cool is that, Timmy? Banging. It is banging, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little particular sketch here, this one, and I'm going to show you the process that I would go through to just tidy it up and start to get it better balanced with reference to the tracking in between the individual letters and all the rest of it, so it can become a nice, compact, beautiful little design that my client can use. So no more gibber-gabbering, taking this sketch into this little bad boy here, Affinity, and we're going to just tidy her up and make her future-proof, world-proof, real world proof and usable for the client. Alright? MBJ Affinity go. So be cheeky little chappies and chapettes. We are now in Affinity. Sounds so cool, doesn't it, to say it? Affinity. So sketch brought in, and hey, do you know what? The beautiful thing, ambigram, it doesn't matter which way I have it round, son. Do you know what I mean? Just flip it around. Just keep flipping it around. Do you know what I mean? Don't matter. But I'm going to do it the way that I wanted it. So what I'm going to do here, what shall I do? What shall I do here? Well, first I want to do is I want to lock this background layer. Lock. And I'm also just going to drop the opacity down on the LAEL sketch so I can go over it but still leave it enough so you can see it. Lovely. Okay, cool. So I don't think there's any point in me, doing the L, because what I would do for this particular, as I just get the rectangular tool, I'd probably hold down shift and I'd go... I wouldn't hold down shift because that would make a square. Don't do that, James. I would just do that and I would just make sure that the top bit is the right width, because I know it's the right width at the bottom, and obviously where I've drawn it not straight, that's me, but I would know that that is essentially my L, and I know that if I copy and paste that, that's what I would be using over here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to focus a little bit more on this A shape, because that is the more interesting shape. So as always, what I would do is I'd want to kind of get some sort of rough guide. So what I want to do is I would always generally focus on that kind of vertical. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to change this to a stroke, and I'm just going to change it to red. And then I'm just going to follow my guides here. Like I said, whenever I'm building something up like this, I might just make that a little bit thicker so we can see it. Yeah, whenever I'm building out, so I got very distracted there, I forgot you were here. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to just kind of, again, like create some sort of data point, something that I can build or something that I can kind of expand and tweak as I kind of go. But I know that these vertical, they're slightly diagonal, aren't they? Diagonal verticals. That width is something that's very, very important, because it's going to dictate a lot of the other stuff. So I'm just going to create some rough kind of guides here that allow me to just play around. Now, I can also start to see a fair amount of circles here, even though I didn't try and draw circles. I know that that shape in there is a circle. This one is probably a nice circle. This little gap here is a circle. I can probably circle this bit. I can probably circle that bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some roughy little guidages. That is not a word, guidages, but it is now. So guidages, guidages 1 is going in here. Guidage is here. So you can kind of, let me go in a little bit further. So you can start to see that, okay, yeah, that's interesting. We can kind of guidage that. And then I'm like, well, okay, let's copy and paste that and paste in place, and then just grow that. Does that kind of help me there a little bit? Do you know what I mean? If I went down a little bit, potentially. So you can start to see there. All I'm doing is I'm holding down shift here, so it kind of does it proportionally. So theoretically, like the tip of my A could actually end here rather than here, but you know, we'll see. But maybe what I want to do is I kind of want this kind of loop to be the same as this kind of little loop here. So maybe if I copy and paste this, I can bring this down here, and you can kind of see my drawing wasn't a million miles away. But if I wanted to be more accurate, I could go, well, do you know what? Let's just kind of align the edge of the circle to the edge of the vertical. And then I know, for example, like that there is my loop, that bit there, rather than like cutting the corner here. I'd probably just do that. And then I go, well, do you know what? Let's just keep going. Let's just see how this kind of builds out. Maybe if I use this circle here, I can kind of go, well, do you know what? That ain't that bad, son, is it? Just kind of use that, and that would kind of, you can start to see the different shapes building essentially. Now that's kind of what I would generally do very roughly, just to kind of give me a little bit of balance. I can either use these circles as like, and kind of cut them apart and then build off them, which is a great way to do it, or I can just absolutely shimmy smash bang it and just make it all up. And what I'm going to do though is I'm going to group this, and I'm going to just drop the opacity of these little guides so you can start to see me using them. And then I'm just going to create another little pixel layer here. And as you can see, I'm in my MBJ Studio. And again, I'm just going to show you very roughly how I would build something like this out. So I would hit here and then I would use that as the guide. I'm just gonna change that to black rather than red. So here, just gone on the little circle here. I'm just kind of using this, and then if I just push that as well, you'll see it making, like, kind of guesstimating where that go, and I can then just use this little tool just to kind of make it a little bit smoother. I don't really like where that's kind of ending up, so I'm just going to move this around. Like I said, I'm not trying to be too perfect here, I'm just trying to get you a start. But what you'll also see here is that it's a little bit pixelated, and that is because I am in pixel view mode, and I want to switch that to vector mode, and you can see that, oh, super sharp, super sharp, and that's the power of having the different studios. I can swiggle between the few. So that's what, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete that, and then I'm just going to do this again, because now I'm in it. So what I could do is I could just use that, and then I can just click on that again, just so I can make it more accurate. Do you know what I mean? And I can then tweak these different nodes here if I wanted. Like, for example, that might be a little bit too, do you know what I mean? I'm spending way too much time on this, but I'm in it now. So what we're then going to do is then you can start to see I can start using all of these shapes that I've built, these circular shapes, to be my guide, my sensei, as I start to build out this particular, and I know that's a straight all the way to there, pew, and then I can probably go, oh, I need to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing, and then I can go all the way here, and I can go, do you know what, that's my shape, and then I'm going to go here, then I'm going to go, that's my shape, then I'm going to go, okay, big looping, circle, shimmy goodness. That's not going to work, so I probably need to go somewhere about here, and then I can go yank, and then I can go boomtown. And as you can see here, I'm starting to build a wonderful fluid shape, and everything, and like I said, like even on here you can start to see that, like this particular, this little guy here, it's a bit too sharp, isn't it? It's a bit too sharp. So what I can do is I can get my corner tool here, and I can just kind of just give this a little bit of a flow, a little bit of a movement here, just so it feels like it. You can start to see it moving there. Look, whoop, it just brings it in, and now that's a lot smoother. Which is nice, and I'm not going to build the rest because there's absolutely no need, but that's essentially what I would be doing, is I would be taking all of these different shapes. I would be kind of using, especially in the beginning, I'd be trying to use these kind of circular shapes to kind of give me some sort of data points, where I can start to build out the type. Okay, anyway, I could carry on building this whole thing out, but you don't need to see that. You've seen a little bit of a workaround and some of the tips and tricks I use to build out these letter forms. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the finished version in 3, 2, 1, go. So there you go, my friends. LAEL, Ambigram in all of its goodness. I said, like, all these little tricks that you can use. Like I said, all I had to really do was like make the A here, and then I could just flip it because my vertical for the L was going to be the same, and that one letter was the only thing I had to focus on, because then it built all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely great. Ambigrammy goodness. Thanks for being here. Thanks for using Affinity. I love it. I know you love it. Lots more cool stuff to come. Like I said, super excited about this Cavalry acquisition by Canva. That is going to help us pro designers so much. It's a beautiful beautiful thing. So until next time, Team Affinity loves ya, MBJ loves ya, and I'll see you next time.